welcome back, Creepy Crawlies. I did officially change the name for my subscribers to Creepy Crawlies because I just thought that would fit the newer channel aesthetic better. Anyway, welcome to my OC Speedpaint. I've been wanting to do this video for a while because I love talking about my OCs so much. I will talk anybody's ear off who wants to listen. So if you like hearing about my OCs, then subscribe, hit the subscribe button, smash it, break your phone. This is the protagonist of my main visual novel. It's currently I'm writing the script for it, which is just a regular novel, but it's intended to be a visual novel. It's called Overkill, and this is Sabrina, the protagonist. Her full name is Sabrina Love. Currently, she is a wolf demon, but in her past, she was human. However, she did die, and instead of just going to hell to be tortured and shit, she was actually presented with a special opportunity to become a Grim Reaper, like many other demons. After that, she became a wolf demon, who now works as a Grim Reaper alongside many of my other characters, such as Frankie, Calliope, Shiloh, Ditzy, and Marlowe. Sabrina is a former assassin. She used to work for a cult that has taken over most of the human living world in my universe, which is like an apocalypse. Yes, it's a post-apocalyptic story. It's one of those. That's not the main point though, but anyway, yeah, But yes, Sabrina was raised in a cult who also did assassinations, as well as being one of the favorites of the cult leader named Seraph, who's the main villain of Overkill. I will do a video on her later. Sabrina is she can be very sweet, but she can also be like, she is an assassin, she was an assassin, and a lot of the people she killed, she does not regret it. Probably because they were terrible people, and that's why she doesn't regret it, but there are some that she does regret for her own reasons. She really likes animals, and she does not tolerate any sort of animal cruelty, even to the same level of like she would a person. Surprisingly, she isn't a vegetarian, despite not really tolerating animal cruelty, since meat's such a big part of the diet. I don't know, I haven't really thought about this, but I'm vegetarian. Fun cryptical Luna fact. But yes, she likes pink, she likes fashion, she likes the idea of love and romance. She, enjoys anything that's really cute. And she does tend to be very, creepy, because she doesn't have a sense of what's, normal to say and talk about. Not as much as Calliope, but, to a certain degree. She also enjoys baking and sweet foods, even though she has to learn a lot about baking herself, as she didn't learn, despite being an adult, she did not learn a lot of the, life skills, like cooking for herself and stuff, because as she was such a favorite of the cult leader sort of took care of her and, took sort of the place of her mother, Angelina Love, who, was unfortunately killed back in the cult by Seraph because she knew too much and wasn't going to support the cult anymore, because she was like, you're not God, you're just Seraph, and you fucking suck. So anyway, that's how that went down. Angelina's dead as hell. Sabrina's, I would say, very traumatized by it, as one is. So yeah, Seraph essentially took care of her for a lot of her life, and she's sort of learning how to be independent at the same time as she is sort of unlearning a lot of the horrible things she did, because that was how she survived. I guess I can get into a little bit about her relationship with other characters. So, you know, she's shy and it's hard for her to get close to people, but her best friend, Frankie, now works with her as a Grim Reaper at the Overkill Agency. Frankie is a shapeshifter demon, and they knew each other from back in the cult days. Whereas Sabrina was the perfect example of what someone should be. Back then, Frankie was sort of known as like the delinquent who just didn't do anything right, but they were friends nonetheless, which angered Seraph because she didn't want Sabrina hanging around him. But they did anyway. They're best friends. They're super close. Sabrina becomes very attached to people once she gets to know them, sort of to an unhealthy degree. But yeah, so she and Frankie were best friends, pretty much inseparable. She's probably the person Frankie trusts most, or the only person Frankie trusts, period. But yeah, she actually had to live a few years without him because he did die a few years before her. I'll get into more about how he died in his own video because I don't want to talk too much about other characters in Sabrina's video. So yeah, there's Calliope, another Reaper at Overkill who she does eventually end up dating. But before that, they become pretty much very fast friends because they just really get along and understand each other because they're both pretty strange. They both are interested in the cryptic, spooky side of everything, and I did not fucking script this video, and God. I'm so sorry, creepy crawlies. You deserve better than this video on her. I promise she is really cool. But yes, she and Calliope eventually do end up dating. They both become very, very attached with each other. And almost sort of become codependent. That's another plot point. They're not the most healthy, but we love them and they love each other. And there's Shiloh, who's sort of like her big sister, not really. Not like actually, but like, you get it. There's Ditzy, who she meets later in the story. She's actually very, very close with Ditzy. I mean, Ditzy doesn't really like getting close to anyone, but out of everyone they're close to, Sabrina is probably the closest, and she sort of ends up raising Ditzy a little bit, and sort of teaching them not to be such a terror upon the world, a plague. Ditzy is horrible. I love them, but they're horrible. That's a later video. And then Marlowe, who I'm actually working on this part in the visual novel script right now. They do end up becoming friends, even though Marlowe's sort of aloof and standoffish. And there's a lot more to the character. You know, so when Seraph, bringing back to earlier, when Seraph did kill her mother, it was, I'm not fucking charging my tablet. I don't know if you're seeing this on the screen, but it sent me a fucking notification. She did, it was rumored the excuse that Seraph made when Angelina was killed by Seraph, was that she, like, went crazy and stuff. And, you know, so Sabrina tends to think that she inherited that, which, I mean, her mother didn't even go crazy, but, like, you know, her thoughts tend to be very... I fucking give up with this stupid video. Here you go. Here's the end. Bye. I'm retrying this later.